Hi, my name is Kim and welcome to a new episode of PwC's Casual Side. On March 8th, we celebrate International Women's Day, and for that, we invited a very special guest today. Her name is Verena, and for some, she has done the impossible. She is not only a young and ambitious woman, but also a mom of two, and according to her, the secret ingredient is just to do it. During this episode, you will find out what it takes to live a happy life while juggling a successful career and your family life. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So hello Verena, thank you for joining our episode here at PwC's Casual Side. How are you today?
First of all, thanks for having me here. I'm fine, thank you.
You're a senior manager here at PwC Luxembourg. And you're a senior manager in the audit department, but who is really Verena? Maybe you could just give us a short introduction about yourself.
That's in fact a good question. My name is Verena. I'm 32 years old. I'm coming from Bonn in Germany, which is near to Cologne, the old capital of Germany. Mm-hmm. So I'm quite good in doing Carnival and things like that, typical
Apparently
German.
not possible now due to
unfortunately,
COVID.
Yes, but who I am, I'm a mom. I'm working at PwC. I'm senior manager. I'm wife. So I have a lot of roles in my life.
Great. Nice to hear that. And why have you decided to come to PwC Luxembourg in terms for working for the audit department? What is it that you really like about the job?
I decided to come to Luxembourg because I never had the possibility to go abroad during my studies. Mm-hmm. So I really wanted to have that feeling. And that's why I checked out to work here in Luxembourg. And audit, I think it's a good step to come into a career. To start, because you see a lot of different things, a lot of industries. You are joining with a lot of young people, which makes really fun. So there are a lot of good points why to join in audit and in Luxembourg.
Yeah, I had an event yesterday for Maastricht University, and then I said, why you should join like a big four in general, and then we tend to say it's like a big university. You come from a university and jump into the next one with a lot of people. So that's where
true.
The energy and the vibe is. And
it's like an additional study, I would say.
Yeah.
But you're earning
you
money.
Learn a lot. Yes.
You're earning money at the same time.
It's a good school, and you earn money already. That's true. Yeah. You said you're coming from Bonn because usually people from Germany are very close. Not usually, but most of them are close at the border here. Why Luxembourg? Was it in your plan? You said, okay, you want to come somewhere where it's international, but there's London, there's Paris,
that's true.
There's Amsterdam.
The real reason behind is my husband. We studied together near to Bonn, mm-hmm. And he's coming from Trier, so near in the region, and he always told me we have to work in Luxembourg.
Why?
I guess there are different reasons, but he always said it's a great country, really international, a lot of cultures, and it really makes fun.
And you confirm?
Yes, I can confirm. Yeah, I can really confirm.
What is like the one thing you would say Luxembourg is worth most to come for? Like not just in terms for the job, but general in life. In life, Luxembourg is a great city. Really, they're really fast in their development, and you have a lot of cultures in Luxembourg, not just French or Luxembourg, or you see so many different cultures. Do we celebrate Carnival here? I even don't know.
Yes, we do.
We do.
Yeah, they do. They call it Fasching or something like that.
Yes.
And
probably I don't know. But
yes. And I guess the most important day is the Tuesday and not the Thursday.
Okay.
But
But then you should feel quite home, like if you're celebrating Fasching Carnival. Yeah. It's not the same as in Cologne, I know, but at least.
Yeah, Luxembourg is quite interesting because on the one side it's pretty near to Germany, but on the other side you have this French impact, a lot of French-speaking people. And I like the French-speaking people because my husband is French. So, in fact, it brings all together what I really like.
Great. And when we come back to your career path, to your job, I mean, now you're senior manager 8 years, like for 8 years, if I'm correctly, 8 years
Yeah,
here
I'm
now.
working since 10 years here.
10 years,
Yeah.
okay. Has it been linear, like during the whole 10 years you're here?
It's already a long journey, I would say, and with ups and downs, of course. And I also had downs when I was senior. Around 3 or 4 years after I started at PwC, I had a big down, and I had the impression I have to move. I have to see something different, and I resigned. But after a few months, I realized that it's not better outside.
Why?
And I really recognized that there are a lot of good things inside PwC, and that I really missed them when I was outside.
For example?
It's the internationality of really. To be honest, I didn't like to just work with Germans.
Okay.
I really like to have this international teams. I'm working a lot with Belgian guys, with French guys. It's so different. It's another atmosphere.
Can you explain that a little bit?
To say, we have this. You can say you to everybody, and in Germany you don't have that, and it's so old-fashioned to have this different wording when you are talking to management. Like that.
Yes.
The hierarchies are so different than here in Luxembourg.
Yeah, maybe it's also the fact that, I don't know for other companies, but as we're all speaking English here, maybe this is an argument as well, because you can be them for both. But yes, we all say you, and we all say Kim and Verena, and there's not going to be, that's true.
Yeah,
sure.
And that makes the atmosphere so different. And also the feeling of the hierarchy, it makes it different. And I didn't like it in Germany, and that was just one thing besides other things, but I quite quickly decided to come back.
Okay.
But from the point when I decided to come back, the way was going up again, and I had really no big impact due to this short outbreak.
Okay, and so then you came back, and then you were promoted very quickly to manager, senior manager. During this period, there was something which has happened in your life when you became a manager or senior manager.
Yes, it was in the summer when I can imagine quite good, because I got the call from our group management, that I got the promotion to manager, and on the same day I noted that I'm pregnant.
Wow.
So first I thought, is that a good idea? But then it was the best thing that ever happened in my life. And I did a short break in between. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, indeed. So you're a mom of 2 girls.
Yeah. In the meantime, I also got my second child. Exactly.
So 1 and 4. So the really small, I would say, like small girls. But you're full time working, or are you part time working here at PwC?
When I decided to come back after my second pregnancy, I came back with 80%.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how has this shift been? Like you mentioned previously, like you noticed you will become manager and you're pregnant. What were your first thoughts were, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to manage it? But how has this shift been for you? Like being a mom, but also having a career. What was going on in your mind?
I had a lot of feelings and a lot of thoughts in my mind. Of course, I also thought about to not work further, but I really like my job. I really like what I do, and that was always the reason why I continued. And I always thought it's all about organization and structure. I see that also in audit, when I have to manage a lot of teams and a lot of clients. Everything is about organization and structure, and it's the same at home. And if you have a good organization, then you can manage everything. And of course, I have a husband that is also supporting me. That's also quite important.
So you were not afraid? You were like kind of felt comfortable with the situation, would you say?
The first months when I came back were, of course, difficult, because you have to reorganize everything. You have to reorganize your working habits, and you have to reorganize everything at home. like in the morning, it needs to be quicker. You need to wake up earlier. I mean, you need to bring your child to the creche, and then you are coming back to work, and then in fact you are starting your second day, because a morning with a child which is quite small can be quite tough. Exactly. But yeah, as I said, the first months they were heavy. Yes, I have to admit. But yeah, when there's some structure and organization, it's working.
And support.
Yes,
from
exactly.
Different sides, I guess, as well. Mm-hmm. So did you feel supported during your parental leave and when you rejoined by PwC?
Yes. I mean, people always contacted me to ask if I would like to come back and how I would like to come back. So that was never a problem, and really appreciated also from my side that I had the possibility to say, okay, I would like to work part-time, because this is also not usual. Not each employer is offering the possibility to go part-time. So that was really, really nice. And I also could decide if I would like to work 80% or 70% or 75%. I could really choose how it suits best for me
and your family
and the family. And also, I mean, the remuneration is also a factor that you have to consider if you decide to go part-time. So this was really easy and really comfortable.
And in terms of your husband, you felt supported. Is he doing part-time as well or not? Or
yes, he chose the model of parental leave where you can take some months of parental leave. So as we had typical for Germany, no place in a kindergarten. We had, this is unfortunately
very well known. Yes,
a big problem in Germany. It's not easy to get a place in the kindergarten. So we had a kind of time that we had to where we had no possibility because I had to work and normally my husband also had to work. So we decided that he will take a few months as parental leave to until we have the place in the kindergarten, and that was quite helpful for me because this was a kind of transition phase. So the transition that I can work with 2 children, and I have the full background at home because my husband, he did everything. In fact, he did
which is great,
cooking and all the stuff that I usually did when I was in parental leave. And then when we had the place in the kindergarten, we are now still organizing ourselves who's doing what. Yes.
Teamwork is, I think,
yeah, exactly.
It's the word here.
Yeah, it's all about teamwork and splitting the tasks that have to be done.
And I mean, you have explained like this transition. You have explained it's a lot of organization and it's teamwork. But how do you feel about all of this?
I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling happy because I can do what I like to do. I like working.
Is it something you identify yourself with, your job?
Always.
Yes.
Yeah, I always identified myself with my job because, as I said before, I really like it because I can do so many different things. I have the interaction with my teams. I have the interaction with the clients. I can deal with really interesting topics, new requirements from the law, from the CSSF, and so on. It's really a good job where you see a lot and you can really show a lot.
Yes.
And that's why I like it so much. But of course, I love to be a mom. So for me, it's really the best to get a balance between both.
Yes.
And yeah, it's challenging. But if you manage to find a balance, I think it's the best you can do because you have still something for yourself.
Yes.
And you are, of course, a mom.
So you would say it is possible to have a career and to be a mom. It's not that we have to choose one or the other.
No, in my opinion, we don't have to choose. We just need to try, give it a chance, and just try it. Don't say upfront, no, it's not manageable, I cannot do. Just try it. I think there's always a way if you really wish to do so. And I think we as a woman, we have to be independent. I mean, of course, I like my husband, and I hope that nothing will happen in the future. But nevertheless, for me, it's really important to be independent. And we are so strong as women. We should not hide behind the man. We should step in front and work.
And just be happy and take the decision on what makes us happy.
Yes, and also when talking to other moms, of course, it's a decision. It's a decision to work and when having children and having a family. But I'm really happy that I'm trying it.
Do you think it's a question of we as women should support each other more in terms of no judgment on you want to have a career, you can have a career, on you want to become a mom, full-time mom even? I think it's a great thing to do. You want balance, I support this, I'm not going to judge you. Like, because as you mentioned, everyone has its own opinion about what is right or wrong. I mean, who is saying or who is taking a decision on this is the right path? Personally, I don't think there is such a thing. But I tend to feel as a woman sometimes it's even we women who judge so much on other women. It's not even the man. And maybe we should feel more like a link towards each other and support each other in any direction we would like to evolve.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. We are really too fast in judgment. That's still a big problem, I guess, in our community. Yeah, it's like when I'm sitting in the playground with my children, and there are other moms, and they're asking me, are you at home or are you working? And I say, yes, I'm working, and they're all looking at me like I don't love my kids, or it's really frustrating sometimes. It's not that I don't love my kids, and that's why I'm working. No, it's I like both. I mean, I like to work, and of course I love my kids. Yes. But a lot of women are judging too fast. Maybe because they don't have the same possibility. Maybe they don't have the background from their husbands or their families, or I don't know.
Or maybe they wish to work, but they're afraid to take
maybe,
the step.
Yes, exactly. Maybe they are just afraid and have not the same strength to really try. I don't know. But I got a lot of bad feelings with other moms. And of course it's frustrating. And of course I'm sometimes thinking about myself, okay, is this the correct way? But for me, in my personal situation, for me it is the correct way. And that doesn't mean that I don't love my kids.
Do you think we need more conversations around these topics?
Yeah, we should be more open. We should talk more about that. Because sometimes I feel it's really a topic that nobody wants to talk about. It's better if you be at home and be with your kids, and then nobody is asking questions. But for me, that's not the correct way. We should be open. We should accept what other moms are doing, and every mom is going a good way and the right way for the kids. I mean, everybody wants the best for their kids. That's obvious.
But also for women who are not moms yet,
yes.
I guess they too are doing their best possible way they would like to do in their career, for example.
Yeah, for me it's important that the young ladies that are just starting their career, or maybe thinking about starting a career in audit or at PwC, just do it and just try it. To not do it just because in some years you would like maybe to have kids, and then audit is not the right work. That's too early. Just try it, and then you will see how your way will go. But to refuse to start a job just because thinking of family in a few years, for me that's not the right way.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have any dreams or goals, something you're looking up for in the upcoming months or years?
Of course, I mean, I'm senior manager in audit. I still have to follow my professional exams. So my big goal for the next years is to finalize this. And then, of course, to have a lot of more conversation with clients, with my teams again, because during Corona, it's really hard to be not that much in contact with the team. Everything is virtual, and I would really like to work again more closely with my team, sitting on a table, physically sitting on a table, really showing them something. Yeah,
having a real coffee together, or a lunch.
Coffee,
yes,
or a barbecue in the evening.
Yes.
Having a drink, sitting together. This is something that I really miss, and I hope that we can do that again.
I was hiking on the weekends, and there were some climbers. So I was hiking here in the corner, Müllertal it's called. It's very known here in Luxembourg. And there were some climbers, and while I was walking the path, I realized I heard so many voices, and it was so surreal because for months I haven't heard so many voices simultaneously, but I had such a good feeling. It felt like there are people, I'm alive, like I can see, feel, hear people. It's like I can't wait to be back to the coffees and bars, or as you mentioned, having lunches, barbecues with the teams, because I think this is the spirit what we're living here and what we're missing all together at PwC.
Yeah, that's completely true. Yeah, I hope that this will really come back soon, because it makes life much easier, all these interactions.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when we talk again about women and careers, what do you think has to change in the future for women?
I think it's what we have in mind that needs to change. I still have the impression that although we are living in 2021, there's still a mindset that women need to be at home and cook and do all that stuff. I still have the impression that it's not usual that we as women are working, and that we are working maybe more than half-time or something like that.
Is this an impression you have from a society point, or from your surroundings, or at work?
Yeah, both. I have this impression from the private part, but also when I'm looking to my clients and how the management levels are set. Yeah, to be honest, if you're looking to the C-levels, really high management positions, they are all men. It's not a woman. You see some women, of course, but really not a lot. Yeah, and that gives the impression that maybe it's not because the companies don't want to or doesn't want to make women or bring women to management, but I think maybe also the women hesitate to do that because they are afraid to do so because of the mindset of the others.
Mm-hmm.
As we said before, the judgment is so fast, and the judgment is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it feels really, okay, you are a woman, you are in management. It's still maybe a bad reputation.
Mm-hmm. And do you think we need something like quotes, having more women in those roles, for example, as you've mentioned?
Generally speaking, I would say that we should not need quotes, because everything what a man can do, a woman can also do.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's not a question of cleverness or stuff like that. I think it's more a question that we have too less women, which would like to go in the positions. You have more men because they are, I don't know, more likely to be in those positions as women. So I guess this is more the problem, that we have too less women which are strong enough and willing to take such a position.
And when it comes in terms of qualifications, but not just speaking of qualifications, for example, as an auditor now that you're learning, but more in terms of soft skill leadership qualifications, do you see a difference between women and men? And do you think that the combination, if there is a difference, that the combination of both of these two can really encounter or strengthen an even better, or maybe worse, leadership?
I think, Yes, there are differences in leadership between women and men. And this is I see that also here in our firm, that there are differences. The women they're of course a bit softer. And
what does it mean to be soft? Or softer? Like empathy? Having more empathy, for example?
Yeah, it's like empathy, and it's just when I talk to my teams, I see when they are feeling good or when they're not feeling good, and I'm asking, how are you feeling? How are you doing? I'm really asking what is behind.
Yes.
And this is maybe something that I don't see that often from a man. No.
But it is important, and maybe the combination, again, to mention that point.
Yes, because I can just speak for myself. For me, it's sometimes hard to be hard to my teams when something not went well. Yes. I also have to say it was not good and we need to improve and so on. And I feel from myself that it's not that easy for me to make noise and to be louder or just say it was not good. Yes. That's sometimes a sentence that is not easy for me. But for a man, I think it's much easier. A combination.
It depends, I guess. So, yeah. I mean, like, it's always, that's something personally, I think. When you listen to your people and you hear what they're saying and how they're doing, as you've mentioned it, I think that the quality of the work is even better as well, because you show interest and you really care about the people, and then they feel good treated, and then they know my value here has been heard and seen, so I'm gonna add my part as well to the job and to this team. So this is a quality, I think, which is important independently, women or men in leadership positions, which we need to have everywhere, like in every office.
Yes.
Great. And just one last question for today. So is there anything you would like to recommend for young girls who would like to start a career at PwC or generally where they would like to pursue a career? Any tips or advices from you?
My tip and my advice is to not think too much, just do it. Because there will always be a possibility and always a way. Don't think too much up front. Just try, and I'm pretty sure that it will be good and there will be always a way, and don't be afraid.
Great. Then thank you very much for joining us today. It was a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
That's it for today's episode. If you don't want to miss out on our upcoming stories, hit subscribe, feel free to share, and let us know what you think. Thank you for listening, and see you for the next episode of PwC's Casual Side.